Hello, greetings from Wryczka near Krakow in Poland. Once again, and so soon after the previous upload of 2 or 3 days ago. If you watched that, you'll have noticed it finished rather abruptly, and that was due to a problem with the Wi-Fi connection. I didn't even notice. Excuse me, I've got a bit of Zyklon B zombie blaring out from this. There, the Chris Connelly LP on Dirta Promotions just arrived today, and it's jumped the queue. Anyway, that's typically distracting me. There was a problem at the end of the previous upload, and and because of that, maybe 5 minutes worth of information was omitted. So that's the reason I'm back here now. And what was I saying? I hadn't even noticed that the previous upload had actually finished prematurely until somebody kindly pointed this out. I thought when I uploaded it, or when I green-lighted it on the channel, that it was the full 25-26 minutes length upload. And then somebody who is a champion of what I do pointed out that there was only 20 or 21 minutes. So there's a missing 5 minutes. So that's why I'm here so soon after the previous one anyway. One of the things that I think this got cut out. So I don't look at these things after. I do a quick check at the beginning and a few seconds in the middle, and I can't say I do it at the end, but just at the beginning usually, and somewhere in the middle, just to make sure things are running okay. That's all I do, and then I just put it out there. As you know, this is all pretty raw. I don't edit anything, despite Alan Ryder, my friend, having offered numerous times to do this, even to the point of professionally editing in tracks from new releases and all sorts. But to be honest, I prefer this kind of gung-ho DIY approach to this, which is why I'm always tripping over my words. I'm slurping tea, burping, whatever. Being attacked by the dog, scratched by the cats, whatever. But let's try and keep to the point. Also, I think the last one, before I tried to keep to the point, the last one from 2 days ago, I really wasn't functioning very well. I'd had around 5 hours sleep because of our daughter, and it was really hot. Luckily, it's cooled down today. I'm not good with hot weather at the best of times, despite the fact we've got air conditioning and everything else here. It still just seems to sap the energy from me. High temperatures just do that to me, as indeed they do to many people. But I absolutely hate it. So I wasn't functioning very well. Well, generally I don't function very well because I'm in a permanent state of fatigue, So, but more so than usual a couple of days ago. Maybe the fact that I was drinking coffee and not tea made a difference. I'm back on the hard stuff, the Yorkshire today in my Escher mug. Somebody also pointed out that talking about my mugs. Anyway, let's now get to the main reasons I'm here. Firstly, this Cassette Culture, Martin Franklin's podcast, which is all over the internet. You can find it in many, many places. Spotify, I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, that's the YouTube icon, I think. God, I'm going the wrong way. Here, is that? Yeah, I think that's YouTube. And I don't know what that last one is. No, maybe that's just, I don't know. Anyway, so Cassette Culture, it's a fantastic podcast run by Martin Franklin, a Brit, an expat in Australia. So he's been there for a while, and he's very much into early 80s electronic music and such like. And he did an interview, and maybe I've mentioned this before. He did an interview recently, about a month or 5-6 weeks ago, with Gary Levermore of Third Mind Records and myself, representing Fourth Dimension Records, which Gary established in 1983. Or was it 84? 83, I think. So long ago, I can't remember. But anyway, there's a short interview with us here. It's only 30 minutes long. Excuse me. There's lots of other stuff there as well. Martin Bowes of Attrition, Alan Ryder himself, Adventures in Reality. All kinds of people can be found in the archive. But Gary, the interview with Gary and myself, our interview can be found there from, I think, May or early June this year. So yeah, I can't, or maybe late May. I can't remember exactly. And I just wanted to give Martin's podcast a shout out. I don't think I need to put a link below. You can see the cassette, www.cassetteculturepodcast.com. You can see that pretty clearly. Look for that. There's probably all the links are there as well. I can't remember. I haven't looked at this myself for a few weeks, but I should do, because I think Martin is due to do another shout out for Fourth Dimension releases, or 2 or 3 that he's received recently. So I do need to check out what's going on at the moment. Anyway, so that was one of the things I overlooked. What was the next thing? I should have written these points down. The next thing, there are some new deals in the shop, including one that's vinyl only that has just been added today. And this one amounts to the Hunting Lodge triple LP set, the Final double LP, and Alternative TV's Direct Action LP. All 3 of those can be purchased together for an exceedingly low price. And I will put a link to that. In fact, I will put a link to a couple of the other deals in the shop as well, or maybe all of them. Maybe you'll find different links below. But I did stress this 2 days ago, and I stress it very often anyway. Huge bills here, need to raise funds. I'm not going to say exactly how much I need, but I do need, money to pay bills. There's lots of bills coming in, and I need money for them. So the only way I can really get money is by people buying stuff directly from me. So if you've thought about in the past or in the recent past thought about purchasing something from the labels, please do it via me. Then you'll be helping me to keep up with bills and helping to keep the wheels turning. It's as simple as that, you know. Yeah, so I just realised there's a huge, huge pile of Kleistwahr double CDs waiting to go out there. So, and this room, I mean, it's boxes everywhere. Boxes. Oh, a fan. Yeah. So a lot of stuff. It's chaos here. No need for me to go on about the new releases though. But yeah, new deals are in the shop, and yes, there's also new releases. Kleistwahr double CD, When Worlds Collide double LP, Richard Young's LP, of which I've got about 20 left. You know, if anyone wants everything, just write to me. If you want to, you know, negotiate with me, just do so. Just send me an email, contact me through the big cartel shop. I need to raise some money, and I want to, more importantly, or just as importantly, not more, because money is important to keep everything working, but just as importantly, I need space. I've got the Extended Network double LP arriving in another couple of weeks, I think. So it's going to be a nightmare here unless I make more space. Of course, I'm doing my utmost to keep up with orders and chip away at you know, the pre-orders and everything else, but it's a long process. So if there were 3 of me, perfect, but there's only me. Anyway, so yeah, I need space, need money. So that's it. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to mention. Yeah, Extended Network, the double LP Albus, which also arrives in a limited edition of 1,000. As I said, arrives in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, and I've stated this since first announcing it, but all the direct orders will receive. So I've got a really irritating, itchy nose at the moment. All the direct orders will receive a postcard signed by Andrew Fern of Sleaford Mods and Extended Network, the man behind Extended Network, the electronic solo project that he's been doing for years and years. And I've done a few releases by him over the years as well. Really pleasant guy. Met him a couple of times. Nice guy. And I'm happy to work with him. And I love his music. So there are still probably 25 copies available to buy direct of that double LP with the postcard. The first 100 include it. So yeah, that will be here soon. And also next week, I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be having a conversation. I nearly said doing an interview, but it's having a conversation with Andrew. I think we've penciled it in for Tuesday next week, and hopefully it will be here on the channel soon after. So hopefully by the end of next week, there will be a chat about Extended Network, mostly about that, about Andrew's love of music. He's got very broad tastes. I'm happy to talk about music all day long. I said to him, let's try and keep politics out, which is my general stand anyway. You know, no need for it here. So nothing like that. And Sleaford Mods will keep to a minimum as well, because they're well covered, well documented. They don't need, you know, my low profile channel, adding its pennoth. Yeah, anyway, and not for any other reason really. They just don't need it. So have I covered everything? Yeah, so just watch just keep an eye out for links to the Andrew Fern upload once it's ready later, hopefully next week. Hopefully later next week. And once the extended network double LP is here, I've got probably a chance to finally catch up with more writing, to deal with the Nit Mop book, the Grim Humour book 3. I've stressed this many times before, and now the dog's being let in. Stressed this many times before, but the labels just took over everything really in the last couple of years, and my free time is really occupied by the labels mostly now. I am writing, I do keep my hand in with it. I am still chipping away at the Grim Humour book 3. I still got a quarter of it to do and finish, which I thought would be done last year, and it's just been difficult. Also for more personal, family related reasons as well. You know, for months and months, well, probably for the best part of, well, maybe for the best part of the last 3.5 years, I've not had much of the evening to myself until after 10 p.m. or something. And by that time, I'm beyond maybe dealing with a few emails. I'm just ready to collapse with a book or watching something. Usually a podcast these days, but anyway, or a horror film. Yeah, spare time's limited, or has been limited. It's slightly improving now, but anyway, I'll have time for book related activities over the next couple of months. But after that, they're in the late summer, early autumn, or going into the autumn, we've got other releases lined up by Edward Ka-Spel, the Sympathy Portal LP. That's in the works. There's a Michael Cashmore CD, the Ninth Circle Beyond the Sun. And what else? Fallen Sun CD. Another one from the Malaysian artist. And what else? Oh, and a new Kleistwahr. I nearly said double CD. And the new Kleistwahr album. The Battlefield is Everywhere. So that's the next 3 CDs: Fallen Sun, Michael Cashmore, and Kleistwahr. So 3 more CDs, Edward Ka-Spel LP, and I'm not doing anything to time with the Otto event in October this year because the last one completely failed. There's also a Base Communion and Modelbau collaborative CD in the works. We're in the process, Stephen Franz and I are in the process of just discussing matters related to the release date and so on and so forth. Might be early next year that the CD actually happens, but the pre-order might be up and running sometime during August. So sometime next month, maybe the middle of August. Quite premature, but you know, I've got to pay I've got to pay for artwork, design, all this kind of thing, and you know, and it's not cheap. So yeah, they're the next CD releases, and I've probably got a couple of other things in the wings as well. Well, I have, but we'll keep them for another time. As I said, mostly here for the cassette culture plug, the mention of the new deals, the extended network album, and chat with Andrew. And that's about it, really. Just trying to think if there was anything else I overlooked. Yeah, I've said it before, but I will do more reviews and such like here, or shout outs for releases, but that all depends on people sending me them in the first place. I do prefer writing about releases. I generally prefer writing anyway to anything else, but I just don't get the time like I used to do that. So I'm happy to talk about releases here in the meantime. But if you want your release plugged, send it to me. Write to me. I'll give you my address. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. I will be back here soon, and as I said, we'll have hopefully a chat with Andrew Fern of Extended Network and Sleaford Mods here next week. And maybe to that end, I should say I'd like to do more chats here, but I keep saying this, but most people I work with don't want to do this because they're shy or they don't like the sound of their own voice or whatever. They prefer to let the music do the talking, all that stuff. But I'd love to talk to a few label people. And there are certainly a couple of people whose work I like that I think could also make for interesting people to have conversations with here, including one. I was thinking about a Polish guy earlier, a Polish artist, but again, they might not agree to it because of that I've been teaching English now, helping people with their English for almost 20 years here in Poland, and I know most people have when it comes to things like this, interviews, discussions that are meant to go into the public domain, then most people have a kind of mental block and don't want to do it. So, or maybe everybody's just trying to tell me something. I don't know. Anyway, I will leave it there. Thank you very much. I hope this one was a little more coherent than the previous one. A couple of people wrote to me and said the last one seemed a bit mad. But I don't know. I don't care. So, yeah, it's warts and all, as I said, raw, etc. And I'm rambling, and I need to finish my tea. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.